Hello everybody, welcome to the ÉISG podcast, an intern survival guide, where we teach you how to survive in Paris and during an internship at an indie festival. We have new hosts every week with different topics each time, ranging from music, fashion, tourism, but above all, independent cinema. We hope you like today's episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next edition of ÉISG's Intern Survival Guide. Warning, this podcast occasionally contains strong language which may be unsuitable for children, unusual humor, which may be unsuitable for adults, and lots of LGBTQ plus jokes, which may be unsuitable for assholes.
There's also usable things that's happening right now. Is it going? Do you remember when I touched your butt by mistake?
We have Adrian's butt in the way. Do you want to touch
We got him a video. You make one mistake, they never forgive you for it.
Yeah.
They never forgive
She was like, spank.
I was not.
HR complaint.
I was not. My hand was like this. Because I always feel like
But I
sitting
don't
like
I
this
don't remember
around.
how you.
My
you
hand was
touched
like
me.
this on the back of your chair. And I was like talking and laughing and my hand like fell down. And as it fell down, I caressed your butt.
And then she
And the
pretended
video
she pretended she did, and she was just
Well,
like.
he was telling the story.
And I was just like,
should have
you touched my butt.
Like I waited for 2 minutes.
I was waiting for her to say sorry, but she never said sorry. So I was just like,
You were telling the story.
She was not sorry about it.
I was not sorry about it.
everything was planned. Today we are hosted by Ada Gabor.
Hello.
I don't know your last name, Fanny.
I knew. Actually, her last
We
name
can
is
try
also
again.
Hungarian, so like. But
Your last name is Hungarian?
Huh?
Your last
mean,
name is
It
Hungarian?
is Hungarian, yeah?
I told you, yeah.
Yeah.
And which is your last name?
It's like a whole
Fanni
thing.
Baranyi is my
Baranyi.
whole name. Baranyi.
Fanny Borani.
Barani.
That's cute. That's why they
Yeah.
named you Fanny. It's like easy.
Like,
Fanny Borani.
yeah, my whole name is like Baranyi Fanni Zsófi. Like with
Bless
eyes
you.
in the end, you know.
When you were a kid in school,
For
you
me-
used to say it like.
For me as a Mexican, it's so complicated. I am very good with first names, but I am terrible with last names.
So super quick. Romanian, Mexican, Hungarian.
So today we are going to talk about becoming a leader. No, it's something that we are not very used to. We have never been given opportunities, and I feel that in university, in high school, it's always like, I want to be the leader. You know, like everybody wants to be the leader because you feel power. But then, when you actually give a charge of position, for me, I feel lost. The first time they gave me a team, I had been in the job for like 5 months. And they were like, there you go, you have 2 new interns, train them. And I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, it was my first job, it was a law firm, I had no idea of what to do. And I was like, train them of what I do. It took me 2 whole days to train them on doing something. And I lost so much time because they were not understanding me. I didn't know how to teach someone.
Yeah.
And also they didn't know what to learn because they were like, okay, but I see you at school. I know that you're also a student. How the fuck am I going to listen to you if we are equals?
Well, because you have been put in charge of this.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, but I also didn't feel confident enough to be like, oh, I'm in charge of this.
Yes, but here is an interesting thing. I think this all comes to just a decision that you make in your head and go, now I'm going to act like a boss because I've been given this responsibility of being a boss, and it's like 90% up to that. If you trust yourself, if you believe yourself about this, what you told yourself in your mind, then it works. If you don't, then it doesn't work because you're going to go to them and be like, can you do this? But you're not sure of what you asked them yourself, so of course they will not. What do you think?
But also, what is it like to be a boss? Not the feeling, what are the... So you told like, you will act like the boss if you want.
Yes.
What are the points of the act?
I think the first qualification should be you know what the fuck are you doing.
Exactly.
Or at least you have to fake it till you make it. You know, like you have to pretend that you know what you're doing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You have to pretend.
Confidence.
But you have to believe yourself when you, even if it's a lie, even if you don't, just pretend that you do.
Fake it till you make it.
That works.
I've
That's
gotten
like
so many
legitimate
jobs that
information.
way. In the
But-
interviews, like, do you know how to do this? Yeah, I can learn.
But did you ever think about this?
I can learn in 1 day. I can learn in 2 days.
This
Never
is,
say no.
this is
Always
the whole
learn
thing.
it.
Like imagine people who, I don't know, like Barack Obama, right? first black president of America. He was never president before being president. So he didn't actually know how to be president. So when he became president, he was like, I'm the president.
But he
didn't know shit.
He had qualifications.
Yes, but he did not, in fact, have that job ever before. So he kind of pretended to know what he was doing, and then eventually he got to
but also
understand and be skillful.
Yeah, but it's also different if you practice to be in a position, or you just get something like Rodrigo did in the beginning. But I agree with you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
But also if you if you're a politician, you have to go out every day. You have to make so many presence in social media, in other types of making announcements or talking in front of many people, and it's all of little things what makes you a leader later or something.
Yeah, but we're talking right now about people who spend 30 years, 20 years preparing for this moment. Becoming president is not something that it happens from the morning, from one day to another. You need to have some experience. Let's talk about us as students.
But as a basic concept.
Yeah, it was an example
of taking a position of power, let's say, and by that I mean that you're in charge of other people. It's the same basic thing, right? Because for us, okay, let's talk about us. We are heads of the department.
But how did you get to be head of the department?
How did we get to be heads of the department?
Because we are so great co-workers.
I mean, you are both great workers, but it was also Fanni, you're the head of the department. From one day to another, it was the same thing for you.
Yeah.
You kind of had already grabbed more responsibilities before.
Because I was confused about what was happening, so I decided to tell everyone what's happening, because no one was telling me. So I just one day I was like, what if I tell them what's happening? And they listened. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, she kind of went okay, I have not been nominated, but I volunteered to be head of the department. However, for you, I threw you under the bus. It was Fanni, you are the head of the department now. Congratulations, make them work for you. How it was for you?
Well, I think before it happened, we didn't really talk about this will happen in general. We will have heads of departments, or from now on. Yeah, it was from now on, this is what's happening. Yeah, but probably if I knew we will change the things, I could.
Prepare mentally?
Yes.
What even does that mean?
Yeah, but also we spent here now the longest time among the others, so it's
except of Uli.
Also of course Uli, but she's not here in the couch. This is why I just thought like this.
No, but also Uli has different responsibilities.
Yeah. So it's also kind of, we can say, predictable, but or reasonable to put
But do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
She didn't sound so convinced. Do you like being head of the department?
Sometimes I really do, and sometimes I don't. When I'm lazy in the morning, and then I remember that I have to be the one doing the morning meeting, and I'm like,
yeah.
When I remember I have the keys every day, it's why? Every day is what if I'm a little bit late? Shit, I have the keys, I am the boss, I have to make it till I fake it.
But
yeah.
Make it till I fake it. Facts.
To fake it, no. Something that I was shown in Mexico was fake it till you make it.
But it's so true. Do you think that's true?
Yeah.
Did it ever? No. Okay.
What?
Did it ever happen to you in your life? Did you use this? It can be even office examples. It's a concrete moment when a concrete moment. That's not how you speak English. A specific moment where you used this and it worked. Immediately.
I know I can't remember at the moment office times, but probably happened. But I know almost every dance classes, we always say this. I mean, even together, fake it until you make it, because I'm going to salsa and bachata classes, and I never did this before Paris, and of course it's not in my body and not in my in my reflexes, the movements of this Latin dance. So when we learn a new choreography, just okay, you have to be very dramatic and especially for bachata.
Yeah.
And you know, like, okay, maybe I'm not that person who was usually there was like dramatic and you know, but yeah, like you have to pretend somehow.
Well, but also dancing is like, it gives a space to fake it.
Yeah, it's easier.
No, it's like, it's a character. You should fake it.
But not necessarily. Because, I mean, do you fake it, or is it just a part of yourself that's in you, but that you don't really use that much? Because in this type of dance, I think it's a lot about like being sensual and sexy and stuff, which of course you're not going to be sensual and sexy in the office, but you have that in you because you're a woman.
Why not?
Even if you're a man, it's not about being a woman either. It's about being
I mean,
like a
95% of our staff is female. So for your information,
and now other two boys are about to leave.
Oh yeah.
Like
so 99% now. But we also had Lorenzo next week, so
anyway.
kudos for Lorenzo.
We are accepting new
boys into the office.
Ejim will take this part out, I'm sure of it, but
no, Ejim will make a TikTok out of this. New boys, hiring boys, only boys. Please, we beg you. No, but for example, how it was for you when you first took control of the department? Did you feel a rejection or something from the team that they were like, oh, she was on my level? Why do I have to answer to her now?
Yeah, fortunately not. In the beginning, it was not. I think it was not that hard because it was only Aileen, Ejim, and me. So, and they already knew how to make things. So it was like pretty easy. Like, okay, like we got these jobs, and like, okay, I signed it to them. But I was even like, I feel I have to be very honest all the time, and like I told them, okay, I know like we are in the same level, but I am signing the jobs, and please reply me, be in the morning meeting. So like we also everybody had to change also the structure of the office, how it works with the morning meeting and everything, and they have to write to me. But after a while, when we all get used to it, it was like very nice. But then there was a week when like 7 other filmmakers like joined us.
She has 12 filmmakers.
So that was the hard part, when out of the air like many people came, you know, like and I had to teach them, and they were not arriving on the same day, so I had to teach one person, the next day another, the next day other 2.
Yeah,
and
same.
And
same
yes,
for me,
like
that was like crazy.
It was a little bit hard. And then when we still have some bumps, like I write something in the group and like, okay, it didn't went through. but yeah, I think it's like always it's a learning process to be a leader, be a employee even. So like it's still.
Did you found any rejection or any resistance?
About these new rules, let's say yes. I had a hard time getting people to respond to me on Slack. So it was the worst days. Like when I'm in the office, then it's fine. I just get up and talk to whoever I need to talk to. But if I'm remote and we need to get something done, especially if it's like urgent, and I'm talk to this person, I'm like, hey, can you update me on your work regarding this? And they don't answer, even though I've told them like 3 times before, hello, it's complicated when we're remote because there's a lot of us. Please answer on Slack. And eventually they did, so it was fine. But I would say the biggest thing that I had to cultivate within myself a little bit was patience, you know, and like don't get angry, don't take it personally, because I don't think they would like they were at, you know, in their house at their computer and like reading my messages, going like, Ada is writing us, we're not gonna answer her. Like I know they cut out bad words, so I'm trying.
We don't cut bad words.
No.
Okay,
so I'm sure they were not like, oh, Ada is writing like. So I'm sure it wasn't like that, but of course I think in the beginning when you start having these kinds of experiences, a little part of yourself goes like, but what if, you know, but what if they hate me, what if they don't want to listen to me because they don't like me, whatever, like all those kinds of thoughts, which rationally I know it's not true, but it's like, you know, a little like sparkle of dust of this.
Sorry. So it happens all the time that I mean, everybody knows when you work remotely, it's not the same. Like you have
No, but I mean, when I was beginning, like in the first months, and I was working remotely, I was working so hard because I was bored mainly.
No, but
doesn't matter. I was working.
Also, something that shocked me from Ada is she was calling me. She was remotely, and I was not replying because I was busy. Because before I made you head of the department, it was me who had to reply to the 29 people every day, every correction. It was like, hey, can you check this video? I had 10 videos to check, and I also had the graphic designers to check, and I had to check every single social media post, and I had to approve every single email.
But new people don't know that you do all this, so as well they are in their house thinking, what the fuck is Rodrigo doing not answering to me?
No,
it's been 31 minutes.
It was like Ada would send me a message, and not even 2 minutes after she would be calling me. And we were like, Ada, are you okay? Yeah, I just have a question. What color is the sky?
I don't like wasting time. I really needed to know for my document. What color the sky was.
For you, for me it was really hard with you getting used to you calling me on the phone.
But was I asking you random useless
questions?
No, really.
Most of the time it was very good questions. Most of the time. I also do very stupid questions every now and then. But the thing is, I was taught that you cannot make one question at a time.
Yeah.
You know, like you have 9 questions, you have 10 questions, and then you ask them all together. And you learn this.
I did.
I don't know if I told you, I don't know if you learned it on yourself, but you move from calling me 5 times a day to calling me once and ask me 10 questions.
Yes, but it was the issue that when I arrived here, it was like so many people were here and I did not understand nothing. Like I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what these people are doing. Everyone would tell me like, we will text you when we have something to do for you. And I would just like do nothing. So that's why I would call you like, okay. And then I do it and I'm like, okay, what do I do now though? Because I didn't know how much time it would take for me to do this first task. So, but now I know. That's why I ask 10 questions, because I know I can calculate in my mind like, okay, I have this like 10 things to do. It will take 3 hours, whatever. And then the next 5 hours I do what? And then I prepare the next questions and I ask in a bulk.
For me, it was very difficult when I became the boss.
Yeah.
Because I literally was the last intern to arrive.
And when did that happen?
2 weeks before the festival.
Last year?
Yeah, last year. I arrived 2 weeks before the festival. I was the last intern to arrive. After me came Lara, I think, one intern. But I was the last person to arrive. So I was just helping everyone in the office. And I was like, oh, what can I help you? What can I do for you? Like, do you have something for me? And I was like, oh, we need someone to go to pick up the COVID test. Rodrigo can go. We need someone to subtitle. Do you know how to subtitle? No, but I can learn. We need someone to do this. I am free to do it.
Yeah.
No? Scott liked this, and then suddenly he was like, I had been here for 1 month. The previous festival coordinator, she was quitting. But I also overworked myself in the festival very, very hard. And I was about to cry every day. It was very stressing for me that weekend. And then he was like, okay, do you want to be the festival coordinator? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I just came here. And he was like, okay, yeah, but you are also the only one that doesn't say no.
Yeah.
Like, if I ask you, can you do this? I can learn. Do you know how to do this? No, but give me 15 minutes.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think this can also be a toxic and harmful and not useful thing in the end, not being able to say no? In this regard, because maybe you can say no and then you take on a lot of things and then you don't do anything right anymore.
No.
No? What do you
There's the no.
No, because it's different saying no because I am very busy right now.
Yes.
To no, I don't want to.
Of course.
No, like they were not asking impossibles. They were asking like, can you do subtitling? Not yet, but I can learn.
Yes.
And it's because I had nothing to do.
Okay.
If I cannot take a project because I'm busy with something, I also don't say no. Because I feel that saying no to someone will eventually make you look bad in front of that person. So if you say like, yes, I can. However, this is what I'm working on right now. These are my priorities right now.
Yeah.
So your thing that you just asked me is going to come on 5th, 7th place, and I will probably be able to deliver this to you on Wednesday. No, and when you have one boss, it's very easy because he will tell you the priorities, and he will be like, no, this is more important than the other one. Put in pause the other things.
Yeah.
When you have several bosses, like I had 5 bosses in Mexico, it will be like, I'm doing this for this boss, I'm doing this for this boss. This boss told me that this is a priority. So I can do your thing after I finish this thing for my other boss. Yeah. And then it will be their problem to communicate with each other. But I was never wrong. And I was also never overstressed because I knew what I could handle. And I was also letting them know, like, this is what I can handle.
Yes.
I will do it eventually, but I can handle it.
Agree to everything, but this is why I'm asking this question, because I think telling this to someone who maybe doesn't have your experience, it can get a little bit dangerous. Because to me, I've had this experience of like overworking myself because I don't know my limits. So of course, maybe you need to go over a little bit before knowing that, okay, I did this, it was horrible, I'm burnt out, I didn't do anything right because I can't handle this much amount, and then next time I will know when to say, okay, this is what I can do now, and then the rest I will do later. What's this like for you, like as a filmmaker? Because that's also a lot and very tiring, no?
A lot.
Yeah, you mean in the office?
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily, if you want to talk about outside experience as well,
Yeah, it's always a lot, even outside, like being a filmmaker, even if you're just a student. I think you know.
yeah, no, but I mean,
it's like, especially if you're like, it's your movie and eventually you will do everything, because okay, for somebody else it's not that important. Okay, it's not money. Okay, it's like your friends kind of. But they are also making their diploma movies or something. But I think it's very important to learn, not only in office but also in life, to say no. Yeah, and everyone has other limits. So if like you feel already too overwhelmed, then you have to decide something. Like, I really wanted to find a second job because how could I survive in Paris? And I knew I already made the dance classes, which makes me happy, like the 2 French classes who like what is like educating me, and I like it, and I'm at the office every day and really working hard also, and sometimes after office hours, and the festival is coming, so I had to decide that okay, I can't work right now. Another job is like impossible, and I'm already overwhelmed, and it was a lot of time to make this decision because I wanted to be so independent and I wanted to solve it by myself, that I was rejecting every other help from my family, but now I decided to say no to myself, and like you have to do this because otherwise you will like just die.
But the reason also why I think it's important to learn when to say no is because when I became the boss, nobody respected me. Okay. Because I was a new festival coordinator, but I was also the last person to join the company. I was too friendly, and everybody was like, "What do I have to? Why do I have to listen to them?"
It's a festival, and we're all interns here. But in the real world, if I was a boss in the real world and someone would say this to me, like they would be fired instantly.
We are too nice. We are too nice.
No second thought.
No, but it buggered me the way out. Like if someone says, "Can you do this?" As a graphic designer, you should be like, "Here's what you asked me, which I think it's awful. Here's how I think it could be better." No, something that I was taught was like, whenever you're going to say no, or whenever you are going to reject something, or whenever you are going to trash someone idea, you always have to have an option B. You can never say like, no, but I did what you asked me just because you are my boss and this is what I needed to do. However, I also did this, and everybody will love it so much. That's true. And the next time you say no, it will be like, okay,
what's this?
You're telling me no because I know you have a better proposition. Which is your proposition?
Yeah.
But graphic designer, he was just like, it sucks. And what do you propose? Something better. What is something better? You are not giving me ideas, you are not making anything, and you are not making the things that I asked you to do.
I think this is very interesting and useful for any one of us or other people as well, like in any domain. As Scott is always saying, like, be an easy person to work with. You know, like, you can be super smart, super talented, super witty, quick, whatever. If you're fucking pain in the ass, shitty, asshole person, you know, you make your life hard, you make everyone's life hard, like, just...
Because we have people that are so wonderful that from the day start, they want to learn, they want to keep growing. And it's like, okay, you know, this is the people that we can have as future heads of departments. And then there's people that you realize that they have talent.
Yeah.
But they also know that they have talent. And it's just
and
like,
that's why they don't work.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I will not work. And most people is like, oh, it's an internship. I don't have to work for it.
That's random. I mean, to me, why did you come here? If you want to slack off, why just go home, slack off?
Exactly. No, because they need something for their jobs, and that they know that if they would do this in a company that, because we have the theory that internship is also for learning and you should try to train them and everything. So we rarely fire someone. When we fire someone, it's just because
for bad reasons.
There's nothing we can do for this person. Yeah. No? But also some people take advantage of that when they realize it's just like, you know?
Yeah.
So at some point you just cut them off from the office so that it doesn't get contagious, the activity. But
it's so funny, but it's so true.
It's so true because
it's so true.
If I keep a graphic designer here every day, that it was a pain in the ass to bring him to the office. He didn't want to.
Yeah.
And the few things he wanted, he would sit in one chair. He would be late. He would sit on the chair. He wouldn't do anything. He would just be like, awful. Terrible. It sucks.
Yeah.
And you and me were super excited, like brainstorming, socials, blah, blah, blah. It sucks. How would you make it better? It cannot be better. It sucks. What do you propose? Not this. That is not a way. Like,
how would you deal with that? Like, as a person who's kind of new to this, how would you deal with someone from your crew, like one of the filmmakers, when you give them a task and they were like, "Oh, well, this is shit. I don't want to do it." How would you?
Well, fortunately, I have a very lovely team. So I hope it will
video production, love forever.
Yeah, it would be hard. Like, I don't know. I think I like if there's a problem to communicate, like especially if like it's in my group, you know. Maybe like, you know, it's like the question, why are you here? Why are you a filmmaker? Like, what kind of videos want you to do then? Like,
yeah.
I mean, if like it's the personality that everything sucks and the whole festival sucks, then I mean, then what are you doing here?
Go home.
Really?
Quit.
It's also harder when it's the only person in the department. So
yes.
So get now it's easier to talk about it because we are like 9 people like in this department.
I feel also that's something very hard to do as a boss.
What?
You have to keep very shitty people just because you don't have the personnel necessary for actually firing that people.
Yes, but you can delegate things to them.
Yeah, but for example, if you have one head of the department and one social media manager, and the head of the department is not doing his job, and the social media manager has been here for 1 day, who are you going to delegate?
Yes.
No, if you only have one graphic designer, and nobody else in the computer in the office knows how to use Photoshop. I mean, you need the graphic designer.
The answer in this particular instance, taken from reality, is that I learned how to use it because that's what you did. He was like talking like, "Can we do this?" And he was like,
"No."
And then he was like, "Okay, don't be a hard person to work with. Be easy. Try to
as a boss or as an employee."
Both.
No, both.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, like I thought you were like asking me.
Don't be a pain because also if you're a pain as a boss, your employees will not like it.
And you will receive a lot of bad energy.
Yeah, like always be nice to people, boss, underling, equals. Always be nice, and always try to talk to them.
Find out why they're being asked. Because I think this happens as well. Like sometimes people they seem to be, I don't know, in a bad mood or whatever, and you think it's because they're mean or they don't want to work, but maybe sometimes, rarely, they really have some issue. And then if you ask them like, okay, what's up, and you're not asking them in a passive aggressive way or anything, like really asking them, are you okay, what's happening, maybe you'll find out like, okay, they're, I don't know, on the period, whatever.
What is your takeaway?
I think communication is very important, and to make like really an environment when like you're not just delegate, but you like communicate with the others, and the others also personally, like okay, she will be very good for this video because she has the skills, and she will be very good with this TikTok because she has good skills with TikTok, and it's good to know each other also personally, and also like the team building is very important for me, like to know the people who I work with, and yeah, I think it's good for everyone. Like
true.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for joining me, girls. Thank you very much for inviting me to your little podcast.
Well, thank you for being here.
And we hope you like it. We hope to see you soon. Leave us in the comments if you want more about our gossip.
No. No more gossip.
Yes.
No more gossip.
And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.